Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today we're going to be doing a Charizard EX deck list for y'all. Now, I've done one of these in the past. I'm trying to get back into the swing of making more TCG videos, and I'm letting you guys know that I'm going to be competing later this month on January 25th and 26th, hopefully 26th, at the San Antonio Regional. So this is the 60, the deck that I'm going to be playing, Charizard EX. It's the deck I've mostly played. Let's go ahead and dive into the deck list. It's nothing special. You've probably seen a list very similar to this, but if you're following me and you're curious, this is what I'm playing competitively. So let's go ahead and dive in. We got the mat, and we are going to dive into the Pokemon. Let me put the deck upside down here. We have 3 Charmander. Now, the first Charmander I have is a promo. It doesn't matter. I just like the card. But we're going to be playing 3 Charmander. Nothing special. Don't overthink it there. We have the 1 shiny Charmeleon. This is going to be the Flare Veil Charmeleon that has prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent. So that's going to stop damage counters and things like that. Not damage. But we also have the 2 Charizards. Got the blingy deck. Blingy-ish Charizard EX Dark type Infernal Rain to accelerate energy. All right, moving on to the next Pokemon, we have our 60 HP Pidgeys. This is obviously going to be the setup for the Pidgeot that we're going to be using with Rare Candy, getting out with Rare Candy. So we have the 2 Quick Search Pidgeots. Quick Search, a very pivotal part of this deck. I'll give light explanations. Most everybody probably understands how this deck works. Quick Search allows us to go once in our turn, go into the deck and find a card. This is a combo deck. You're constantly looking for pieces. It's going to be what you're trying to do. Now, this package, super important for Charizard. We have the 2 Duskulls, the 1 Dusclops, and the 1 of Dusknoir. Now, if you aren't familiar with how Charizard's damage works, he does 180 damage base, and then plus 30 for every prize card your enemy has taken. Now, the Duskull, Dusclops, and Dusknoir package comes with Curse Blast, and oh, they're both Curse Blasts. I thought one was called Bomb for some reason. The 2 Curse Blasts, Dusclops doing 50, Curse Blasts on Dusknoir doing 130. They also take a prize, so you can damage spike quite a bit, because if you do 50 and then you force them to take a prize because it self KOs, that's 80 essential. If you do 130, that's 160. So you can damage spike quite a bit with this package. Next up, we have our one-ofs. I believe I have all of them here. All of the one-ofs in the deck. We're going to be running a one-of Cleffa. Cleffa is going to be a kind of Pokemon basic that you can stick in the active, hide behind, use for the free retreat. Really nice utility there. Use for the free attack grasping draw, which lets you draw your hand up to 7 cards and end your turn. Really solid Pokemon to sit behind and use, especially if if they have like a Klefki or something. We're not going to be able to use our one of Rotom. So we have a one of Rotom V. This has the ability Instant Charge. We're never going to attack with this. We're only using it once during your turn. You may draw 3 cards. If you use this ability, it ends your turn. So we're going to be using that for that. Also, for a tool coming up later, we have the one of Lumineon V, which is for Luminous Sign. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may search your deck for a supporter card. This is going to be piece searching, finding the Arven, finding the rare candies, finding the Force Seal Stone, things of that nature, or finding the win condition, Boss's Orders, Briar, things like that later on. We have the one of Pheasantipity EX, again, draw supporter, flip the script after one of your Pokemon is KO'd. You can use that ability to draw 3 cards, and to close out a lot of games, win a lot of matchups, we have the Radiant Charizard. This is Excited Heart. I didn't know that's the name of it. I've never actually looked at it like that. The Pokemon attack costs 1 colorless less for each prize card your opponent has taken. So you can use this later in the game and for like 1-2 energy and take some knockouts. All right, that is the Pokemon that we are featuring in this deck. Moving on, we have our supporters. We have the 4 of Arven. This is, again, finding those pieces. We do have a Defiance Band, a Force Seal Stone. That's going to be our tools in the deck that you'll see here in a bit. But looking for the rare candies, looking for, the ball search, looking for the ace spec of choice. So, going to be looking for those with the Arven. We have the 2 of Iono. The Ionos are going to be for early draw support and hand disruption. We have the 2 of Boss's Orders. This is for gusting, closing out games, using that quick search to find this card specifically, using the Lumineon to find this card specifically. Then we have our one-ofs. One of Briar. You can use this card only if your opponent has exactly 2 prize cards left. During this turn, if your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack by one of your Terra Pokemon, take one more prize. So if you're on a 3-2 prize trade, you have 3, they have 2, you have the Charizard EX, boom, you can take the game. We have the one of Professor Turo's scenario. This is going to be helping us get unfavorable Pokemon out of the active, like if you have to start a Radiant Charizard, or to recycle the Radiant Charizard, or use the Radiant Charizard, pull it up, replay it, find a way to get energy on it with like a Night Stretcher or something, reuse that Radiant Charizard to close out a game. Or if you have a damaged Charizard EX and you want to pull that out and kind of heal it or recycle it, find a way to get your energies back, you can do that. And last but not least, the one of Thornton. The Thornton, very, very strong. This is for decks that are going to be knocking out your Charmanders. You need to make a play to get it back out. Thornton onto your Rotom, Thornton onto your Lumineon, and bring that Charmander back out for an evolution on that very turn. All right, supporters are done. We're going to be moving into the items. 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the Buddy Poffin. This is going to be getting our Charmanders, our Duskulls, our Pidgeys out onto the bench. This is how we set up in our early turns and get ready for some of those evolutions. Next, of course, for those evolutions to get to those stage 2s, for Dusclops, or for Dusknoir, Pidgeot, Charizard EX, we have the 4 rare candy. So this lets us skip the stage 2s and jump straight into those final stages. Next, we have a little bit of ball search. We're going to be running 3 nest balls. This is going to help us find those basic Pokemon that we want to find and search out, mostly Pheasantipity, Radiant Charizard, Rotom in the early game. I knew there was something else I was looking for. And then we also have some more specific ball search. We have the 3 of Ultra Ball. The 3 of Ultra Ball is going to help us find our Dusknoirs, our Charizard EXs for when we need them, our Pidgeots, things of that nature. All right, for our 2 ofs, we have 2 Counter Catcher and 2 Super Rod. This is recycling energy in Pokemon. This is for gusting when we are down in prizes. We can always come back with Charizard EX. Counter Catcher is a great resource for that. Next, we have all the 1-ofs. 1 Lost Vacuum, 1 Night Stretcher, 1 Canceling Cologne, 1 Terra Orb, and 1 Unfair Stamp. This, we're going ahead and jump into it. Excuse me, still a little bit sick. The Lost Vacuum and the Canceling Cologne are kind of my like off the 58 skeleton. These are my 2 tech-ins. The Lost Vacuum I love. It helps against the Gardevoir matchup. It helps get rid of decks that are utilizing Pokestop whenever you want to do some kind of a disruption play, hand disruption, and then get rid of the Pokestop. It helps get rid of the early jamming towers. Sometimes you have to get rid of that so you can use that for a Seal Stone. Night Stretcher, 1 of. This is going to be bringing us back win cons. We bring back the Dusknoir and Ray Candy into it. We bring back the Dusclops and we play it for an evolution. We bring back the Radiant Charizard, play it, and then find a way to get energy on it. We bring back the energy to put on the Radiant Charizard. 1 Night Stretcher, really, really strong. Now, I was talking about the Tekkens, I forgot. The Canceling Cologne. If I wasn't playing Canceling Cologne, I'm not going to lie, I would probably play something like Collapse Stadium to get rid of 2 prize liabilities, which I'm not running anymore, so no stadiums in this list, or a Devolution, TM Devolution. The thing with the Devolution, I would kind of love the idea because I can kind of take a really strong advantage over the mirror matchup, but I know how to beat the mirror without it, and I'm hoping that I don't need it. The Canceling Cologne, however, is really going to help against any form of walls, Mimikyu, Cornerstone Ogerpon, so that's going to help with Snorlax Stall. It also helps with variations of Iron Thorns itself, Quad Thorns, or Dragapult Thorns. So definitely a really solid card to add. The Terra Orb, you can see I cut 1 Ultra Ball from a typical skeleton for the Terra Orb. I feel like it bails me out a lot of times. Sometimes you're going to pull it and you're going to wish you had an extra Ultra Ball, but it doesn't feel like a huge change, so I love finding the Charizard off the Terra Orb and save myself some cards at times. And then the ace spec of choice, the Unfair Stamp. Really strong hand disrupt. Sometimes this card alone can just win you the game. And last but not least, for the tools, we have the Defiance Band and the Forest Seal Stone. The Forest Seal Stone being able to be used off of your Pokemon V, so we're going to be using that on the Lumineon and the Rotom V to find a piece. This is early game, extra rare candy. Early game, we have the rare candy in hand off the instant charge. We find the Pidgeot. You got to get the game moving forward. All right, that's our items and our tools. And you know what? I don't even know that I need to collapse this for the last section, but last but not least, we have our energy count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 basic fire energy. It's tight. You have to manage it well. Night Stretcher, Super Rods are going to be really important, but that is the way that we're playing it. So this video, very short, very sweet. I wanted to show you the list. I wanted to show you the bling, but we are taking Charizard EX to San Antonio Regional. Hoping to have a better performance than we did at the last regional, and yeah, just showing it off. Friends, drop a like on the video, subscribe for future Pokemon TCG content. I'm going to be trying to pump out more gameplay videos on TCG Live, trying to show off new decks, anything that I come up with, which is, you know, a little bit few and far between, but this is the 60. I'm going to lock it in. I haven't quite submitted it on Arcanine just yet, but I'm confident. I have played, my last 4 cups have been top cuts, 2 of which were second places. Sorry. I got 2 second places. I recently won like a 25-ish or 30 player box tournament. It was a Terrestrial Festival box tournament, so I took $100 store credit. At the most recent box tournament I played in, I got 5th place. Like I said, I've been performing very, very well with Charizard. It is definitely my #1 deck, and the deck that I got into the game with and have continued to evolve with, and I will keep playing it and doing my best. I love it. It takes a really solid matchup spread minus the Regidrago, which is going to be tough, so I need some of these turbo players to take them out. Big basics on the rise. But friends, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like on the video and subscribe for future Pokemon TCG content. As always, be sure to be kind to one another. Tell someone you love them, and I'll see you on the next video.